I'm just sort of sick and tired of stupid patents, is sending people cease and desist letters. I just feel yuck about this whole thing. I woke up, go ahead. I do not care. I do not care. I don't know the simple theory of sketching, so I came up with this. I cut my finger last night, so when I was preparing dinner. So there's no knitting for me at the moment until this heals up, because it's sore, and I'm worried that if I pull yarn across my finger, it will just open up again. So it's fine. It's fine. No knitting for me, but that's fine, because I woke up this morning and the universe has gifted me something else to do, something to make a video about. I woke up and I opened Reddit and I saw this post. We can see how you feel, because I am conflicted about this. Yeah. So it says, TLDR, the owner of a Fiber Notions business has filed and allegedly received a patent for a traveling yarn holder. I want to make sure my info is accurate and temper my frustration over watching a friend's business be affected. Apparently, the patent is still pending, but the owner of Lemonwood Fibers has made it public that it has been granted, going so far as to hand deliver letters from her attorney to a vendor last week. So, what is this about? Well, apparently, so there's this yarn notion company in the US, and they're called Lemonwood, and they sell a bunch of different stuff. So they have yarn butlers, stitch markers, bags, but also something that they call a mini minder. And it's essentially a yarn minder, something that you can hang on your wrist to have your ball of yarn on your wrist, and then you can knit while you're on the go. But you can also just hang it on something else. Like maybe you're in I think I've seen people do it in a car. Don't do that. It's dangerous. Also, if you hang it in front of the window, you're blocking the view for the driver. So don't do that. But if you're like in a restaurant or something and you're sitting, or if you're at work and you're working from home, and then you can do secret knitting in meetings, it's very useful for that. So this company makes them, and they make them from birch wood, and they do laser cutting. So they have, I'm assuming, a giant laser cutter that you put sheets of wood into the laser cutter, and then the laser cutter goes and it cuts it out. And then you have the thing. What they're known for is very intricate designs. So they have like really, yes, their designs of this particular product is very heavily laser cut. And sometimes they have it painted as well. And on their website, it says that they're hand painted. So sure. I have notes here because this is going into legal territory and I don't want to say anything wrong. So the ones that they sell have a specific look, but you can find them everywhere. So I've seen things that in a similar style on AliExpress, Temu, Hobby sells them, Durable Yarn sells them. I've seen them on Etsy. Apparently the Woobles sell them. The Woobles is like a crochet thing, right? Anyway, the Woobles have one. Every like Tom, Dick and Harry has these things. And that's how I came across, because I saw this last year on an ad for Hobby. And then I thought, wow, that looks so simple. I could 3D print that. And I was going to design something in my 3D print software. And then I thought, there's got to be somebody else who's done that before. And there was, someone had done that. There's actually loads of designs in the 3D printing community. And so I printed one. I have it here. This is what I printed last year. It's a yarn minder. I made an orange one. I put the name of my channel in Barbie letters on the bottom, which tells you everything you need to know about me as a person. The strap, by the way, I just bought that on AliExpress. It's nothing exciting. It's just a clip. but it's a swivel clip. I think that's the trick. Hang on. There we go. And so you hold it, put your arm through it, and then you put yarn on this, and then you can see it spins. It spins forever. And that's how you can unwind your yarn whilst you are knitting. The thing that I found clever about this is that this is essentially a bobbin, right? This is a bobbin for yarn. The clever thing is, it falls apart, is that it's 2 parts, which means that if you make and sell these things, you can ship it flat. To me, it was also, it's flat, so it's going to be easily 3D printable, and I guess it's easily laser cuttable because it's flat. But yeah, they're flat, super easy for shipping because you can put them flat and you can store them flat, which means that you can ship many at the same time, which means shipping costs are low. So that's low CO2 emissions during shipping, so that's great. All of it. I quite enjoyed that. Now, so there is the question of the patent. Lemonwood is stating that they are the first company that is selling these, and that that this is their invention. And I'm not saying that it's not. That could very well be the case. The thing is what exactly here is the invention? Because yarn minders, something that you put on your wrist for knitting or crochet, is that the invention? No, because those have existed for quite a long time. The Lemonwood product came out in 2023, and you can scroll back on their Instagram quite quickly, and I did that this morning. And the first post that has this product in it is from 2023. So that's when they started selling these. Yarn minders that are for your wrist have existed before that. So I went on a little deep dive for you guys. In 2009, there was a company in the US that filed a patent for a yarn holding device. And I'll read this to you. It says, a yarn holding device is provided for holding and carrying a spool or skein of yarn by a person while knitting and or crocheting. The device can hang downwardly from the arm or hand of the person while providing a supply of yarn to the person while knitting. The device has a handle in the form of a ring that can hang from the arm of the person. A shaft extends from the ring with a length to carry the skein of yarn. A sleeve is mounted on the shaft and carries the yarn during use. The sleeve is rotatable on the shaft to feed the yarn. A removable base is coupled to the bottom end of the shaft for removing the sleeve from the shaft and for positioning the sleeve with the yarn of the shaft. An eyelet is provided on the ring to feed the yarn from the skein to the person during use. And then there are 4 images that show the device. The patent request was started in 2009 and then abandoned. So it's not valid, it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't mean anything. It only shows that Lemonwood was not the first company to come up with a yarn wristlet. There is another patent application from 2021 that comes from Sweden. And this filing explains that it's about... Oh, I need my glasses. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot do this. Here we go. A portable device, 1, for supporting a skein of yarn from the wrist of a user during crafting. Comprises a hanger and a support portion. The support portion is rotatably arranged on the hanger and comprises an upper and lower end portion as well as a middle portion, which is narrower than the end portions. The middle portion comprises of a first connector for interaction with a second connector on the lower end portion, such that the support portion is divisible into 2 segments. That sounds crazy, but there are no images that I could find, but this is an actual product that still exists. You can buy this, and it's called the Twister. and is from Sweden. And it's mostly made out of wire. It's flat, lightweight, and it sells for €45. So that's quite, my perspective, that is quite expensive. So that's from 2021. We can say this. Lemonwood did not invent the yarn wristlet. That's not. That's fine. It's because they are saying that's not the patent. The patent is a yarn minder includes a substantially circular base and a connectable spindle. The spindle is substantially flat and is somewhat anchor-shaped, including a head, a shaft, and 2 arms. The spindle can be inserted through a slot in the circular base, and the arms of the spindle will catch on the bottom of the circular base, thereby connecting the spindle to the circular base. With the spindle in place, a crafter can insert the yarn onto the spindle, where the potential for tangling and knotting is greatly reduced. An optional ring and strap may be connected to the head of the spindle with a swivel connection, thereby allowing for greater flexibility in managing the yarn. The swivel connection allows the circular base to freely rotate in a circular motion as the yarn is pulled from the spindle. So basically what they're talking about is this. That's the patent, that it does this. Because it's not this. Because these have existed forever. It's not a clippy thing. They don't make this, they buy these. So the whole patent is this. It's 2 pieces and 1 slots into the other. Fair enough. And then they have a letter. So in the filing, there's all these files. So there's like sort of like explanation in greater detail of what the patent is about, and then there's an abstraction, and then there's all the images, and then there's also letters from lawyers, and one of the letters from the lawyer, and I found it's in there, and I'll read it to you because I find it interesting. And then name of lawyer. I'm not gonna put their name on it. Hereby declare as follows. I am over the age of 18. I'm a resident of the state of Arizona. I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein, blah, 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 blah. Patent application serial number, yada, yada, yada. I have written several cease and desist letters, to a number of competitors who have created competing products using the invention disclosed in US patent application serial number yada 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 as the basis for the competing products. In response to the letters, the competitors have acknowledged my client's right and largely ceased their efforts to sell the competing products. So their lawyer is sending people cease and desist letters. So up until here, I'm kind of like, meh, okay. So I'm like 100% sure they're not sending Temu any cease and desist letters. They're not sending cease and desist letters to the Woobles. They're not sending them to Hobby. They are sending these cease and desist letters to small companies who have seen a design on the internet that, probably popping up left, right, and center. Maybe they've seen like the Hobby one first, like I did. Maybe they saw the Woobles design first. Maybe they saw the 3D print files first. Anyway, and then decided I'm a small business. I sell on craft shows, on craft fairs. This is something that people are interested in. I'm going to produce and sell these items. Like, so either this lawyer is sending these letters also to companies like the Woobles and Hobby and Temu and AliExpress and places like that. And they've all ignored it because they're just not impressed. Or he hasn't sent them and he's just sending them to other small businesses. And then in the Reddit post, and this is kind of where I got the massive ick, in the Reddit post, but the owner of Lemonwood Fibers has made it public that it has been granted, going so far as to hand deliver letters from her attorney to a vendor last week. Like, can you just imagine? So you're a vendor, small craft show, you're a vendor, you've seen this design all over the internet, and you make your own version and it does well and you're happy and the people are buying it and the people are happy, and suddenly there's this person that comes and starts waving this lawyer's letter in front of your face. I don't know, but just why? Anyway. So I was curious, like, how expensive would it be for me to get this? Because I printed this. This probably cost me 50 cents to make. And then this, I don't know, maybe like another euro less because I got it from AliExpress. But how much would I pay if I, here in the Netherlands, want to buy this? So I saw this design first on Hobby, and Hobby currently sells them for €7. So going to Lemonwood, and I go to their website and it's hilarious because it's called in the description it says meet the mini minder, USPTO patent pending. And I can see the original laser cutter design, and it's $34.95. Now, I don't live in the US, so if I want it shipped to the Netherlands, it's another $24.95, making it a total of $58.90. So almost, is that correct? Yes. So it's almost €60 for 2 laser cutted pieces of wood and a leather wrist strap. Fine. So apparently the website doesn't ship to every country. I saw someone on Instagram complaining. I think they were in Canada, and then they sort of redirect people to go to their Etsy store, and then you can order it. And I don't understand how that works, because if Etsy can do it, why can't your own website do it? But sure. So they ship it from Etsy to some countries. And I looked on Etsy for the Netherlands, and it's actually more expensive there. I guess you have to pay Etsy fees. And so the mini minder from Etsy for me would be €43.50. And shipping would be a whopping $37.19. So now the mini minder costs me $80.69. So that's almost €81. That's insane. And then there is a physical store in the Netherlands that is selling these for €46. Still insane. But I don't like that store, so I don't go there. It's a long story. This particular thing, selling it from the original designer, is pretty expensive. So, but if you look at the bare sort of like, what is it? Yeah, it's not that difficult to make. And so I don't really blame people for making their own, because the original thing really prices out people with lower income or less disposable income, or people who don't live in the US and don't want to spend like almost €30 on shipping. And I'm not saying that, I know that it's their design, and I understand that, and I understand that they want to protect their design. It's a small business, and I get that, and it's their design, and I get that, but it's 2 pieces of wood and a strap. Why does it become almost €80? It's crazy. And then it's just like, it's just a tool. It's just a knitting tool. I'm like I'm just so torn about this. Like, I get it. I get that people want to protect their intellectual property, but also this is so, what's the word? Because it's so easy to reproduce. Like, is it worth it to put a lawyer on it and go after other small businesses? I don't know. So if you have one of these and it's the original from Lemonwood and you really enjoy it and like it, like, that's great. Good for you. I'm genuinely happy for you that you're getting use out of this tool. I think that's great. I just feel yuck about this whole thing. I woke up, I opened Reddit, and I felt yuck about this. Luckily, I'm a maker. You're a maker. I'm a maker. We're makers, and we can harness our energy and do something with it. So I did. And I opened my 3D design software, Fusion 360, and I designed something that doesn't infringe on this patent, but you can still use it in the same way. Because the patent says a yarn minder includes a substantially circular base and a connectable spindle. And so I thought, why? Why is it not connected? Well, because then it can't lie flat. And we want it flat because we want to, as you know, you want to store this maybe in a bag. And then this shape is inconvenient. Maybe you want to send it to someone. And then it's nice if it fits in an envelope. So we want something flat. But why does this need to be so big? Does the yarn go, I need to sit comfortably on a thing? No, yarn doesn't care. Yarn doesn't care what it sits on. It can sit on prongs if all it cares. And so I went into Fusion and I came up with this. And I'm calling it the Open Yarn Minder. And I'm calling it open as in open source, because I have just now published this on Printables and on MakerWorld, and you can download it for free and you can remix it. So you can change things about it and publish it again with your design on Printables or MakerWorld or whatever. Thingiverse, I don't care, whatever one you want to use. You can download the STL file and print your own, and you can even change it. And it's because I'm so sort of like opening this. You can even, there is no commercial license. You can sell these. You can print these, put your own logo on it if you're a store, and sell them. And I don't care. It's fine. You don't have to tell me. You do not have to accredit me. Is that a word? You don't have to credit me. You don't have to credit me. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to buy anything from me. You can download this right now. And then you think, wow, Melanie, but what does it work? Well, yes, it does. And the nice thing is, unlike the other things that you could 3D print, see, this has like rough edges. Because I'm such a fancy Fusion 360 designer, I used the chamfer thing to round off all the edges so your yarn can't be caught, because I'm a knitter and I know what it's like. But you can just pop, boop, pop it through a pretty decent sized cake of yarn. I made another, this blue one. And you see, I put the name of my channel on the thing. And the yarn just sits comfortably on it. And it's just one part. It's one part. And then you grab your wrist swivel thing. You can just buy these off Amazon or AliExpress or whatever. See, it just goes forever. Swivel, swivel, swivels. Happily all day. Swivel, swivel. So yeah, it's the Open Yarn Minder, and it's for everybody. It's for everybody and it's for free if you have a 3D printer. And if you have a 3D printer and people, maybe you have a knitting group, maybe you have knitting friends. If you have a 3D printer, maybe it would be a nice present for your knitting friends. Or if you have an Etsy store and you sell 3D printed items, go ahead. I do not care. I do not care. If you go to craft fairs, please make this, put your own logo on it. I'm not asking for anything. I have put a link to Ko-fi, on Maker World and on Printables, just in case you want to toss me some pennies. You do not have to. It's fine. I can live without the pennies. But if you wanted to toss me some pennies, that's fine. It's possible. The thing is, I'm trying to get better at designing, and I have this book. It's called The Exceptionally Simple Theory of Sketching. But I haven't started it yet, so I don't know. I don't know the simple theory of sketching. So I came up with this. In the end, I just decided, sod it. I'm just going to make it super simple. So it's a circle on the top and a bar on the bottom. And that's it. Simple is always best. I was going to say something like poignant, and I can't remember. I'm not trying to go after small businesses. I'm just sort of sick and tired of stupid patents. And I just thought it was stupid. It's just two pieces of wood. Get a grip. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to destroy people's livelihood, but like, good luck with your patent. It's so simple. This took me 2 hours to make in Fusion 360. It doesn't mean anything. It's you did not cure a disease. It's not special. You just have two pieces of wood. I'm sure people will be mad about this, but I'm just kind of over it. I just woke up and I read that post and I got mad. And then I did something about it. So here you go, internet. This is for you. I love you all. I hope you have a nice weekend. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.